our board president is actually here too. Just to give a quick update of some of the stuff that we're doing at the Hispanic American Council. I think in the past 2.5 years, we have taken kind of like the lead when it comes to the Hispanic youth. At this moment, we serve close to 45 youth from the Edison neighborhood. We have different activities in the Hispanic American Council, from tutoring, arts and crafts. We have two different support groups. One of them is in substance abuse, the other one is in violence prevention, and the other one is a self-esteem group. The ages that we have of the kids that we serve at the Hispanic American Council are all the way from 5 years old. As we know, our kids are usually the ones, the caretakers or younger siblings. So I think one of the successes that we have with our youth group is that we provide reading classes or tutoring classes for younger kids, so the older siblings will be able to come and participate in the programs that we have. Right now, we work very closely with Western, with the multicultural department, with the Lewis Walker Institute, and with the social work school. We have 7 interns housed in at the Hispanic American Council, which provide different services between case management and the tutoring and the arts and crafts. We also have, from Monday through Thursday, we have the presence of 3 faculty members from the social work school. And we also, in our tutoring piece, I would like Diana, if she can share a little bit about what we're doing. And I think
one thing that we find is, thank you. One thing that we find is it has to be a collaborative effort. No one organization can do everything. The need is great. So how do we build the partnerships and build capacity within organizations to do what we need to do? So one of the things we've been able to do is form a partnership with faculty there at the university to help us carry out some of the things that we want to accomplish. So what we're doing is working with faculty, with students who are in the area of education, and they're the ones that provide the tutoring services. So it's a great partnership. And we've also designed it around a service learning component within those courses. So it's really working out for everybody. Us, because we need the tutoring for the students. Secondly, faculty need a service learning opportunity for their students. So we've been able to do that. So again, there's tutoring, but it's not just tutoring. How do we work with the kids to help them know that they can achieve, that they can succeed? So that's a lot of the work that we're doing. I know most of the focus right now is on our youth because of capacity, but that's not something unfamiliar to everyone in this room. We just don't have the capacity to meet the need. So again, it's working together. We focus right now really on the youth, but there are a lot of programs that are offered through the council. We have our ESL. It's similar to a lot of things that other people here are doing. But we have an ongoing ESL. I know I work for Western, but that's a resource here in this community that we really should take advantage of. We work closely with the Henneke Institute. So we have one of the faculty there who works with the ESL on campus to provide the teaching there at the council. So we have that. And again, the social work department is a big piece in the work that we're doing. Again, just providing the day-to-day services needed within our community. But again, I know in our first summit, the top priority was education. And that's really where the focus that we really want to do. And I know we're partnering even with some of the people here in this room to carry out that mission of what we want to do to make sure that all our kids are successful and meet them where they're at. I don't want to take any more time, but I do want to introduce, sorry Juan, I'm putting you on the spot. There I think it was about 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, the Kellogg Foundation had a Latino summit, or symposium. And in that symposium, they had Latino leaders from around the country. So, you know, when I went into the room, I'm going, whoa, because it's everybody and anybody who's making an impact in the Latino community nationally. So we had a pleasure, and I say it's a pleasure, to meet Juan Pacheco, who is part of Barrios Unidos. And he was one of the keynote speakers. And Juan, I don't want to embarrass you or anything, we had outstanding leaders there at the summit. But I tell you, you could hear a pin drop when Juan was addressing the group, because you really had a sense of the heart of where he's at. And he's really advocating for a lot of the kids that we work with. So we're fortunate to have him here with us. This is his second visit to Kalamazoo, so he's part of the family now. So I don't know if you mind that maybe he just gives a few words on some of the things that he's doing and where your heart is. Okay, Juan Pacheco. And we're really putting him on the spot, okay? Juan, he goes, okay, Diana, where are we going?
Thank you.
As far as you, yes, thank you.
Well, thank you, Diana, for a nice, heartfelt introduction, and it's been a pleasure just to know you and tu corazón también about just helping young people. Again, my name is Juan Pacheco. I've had, I would say, the privilegio de trabajar, to work with young people, basically in the DC area in Northern Virginia for quite some time. And I say that those young people in my community are the ones that have been my books, my teachers, to learn how to address the many multifaceted problems and issues and challenges and just obstacles that many of our young people have in our communities. And through their teaching and just inspiration as well, I have been able to change my own personal life, but also the lives of other young people. Because basically I'm a storyteller. And so I've had the pleasure of meeting many elders, there's many elders in this room, people who have wisdom holders, right? People who have experiencia, who have gone through the ropes. And through that, I've been also being connected with many young people who have that coraje, courage, potential to keep the momentum of life, of unity, of working together happening. And so I've learned a lot. And so what I do in my walk, in my journey, is just go through many communities and tell stories. People seek me out in communities that are having issues with racial problems, whether it's black and brown tensions or, white kids against, Asians or whatever. And I go in there and I tell them stories of people in the past who have gone through those issues and the negativity of fighting each other, right? Instead of, competition, let's talk about collaboration. Let's talk about unity. Let's talk about working together. Let's talk about getting ahead through our issues instead of like fighting a wall. So, I guess that's how I came into Diana's life. I went there to tell a story about just my personal journey of challenges and struggles and mistakes that I've made, and how people like you, elders and people who cared about my community, gave me an opportunity to see who I was really all about. Because one of the things about young people who are getting in trouble, or young people in our school systems that are, walking away from the educational systems, or the young people that don't go to our community centers, or the young people that can't graduate from high school, is like a lot of the times the things that they do is just a way to get our attention. It's not that they want to do all these negative things. It's not that they want to act out in school. It's not that they want to, be against our communities and be destructive against, the place where they live. It's just they just want our attention. They want us. They want to feel a sense of purpose, a sense of meaning, and a sense of belonging to something. And I often, say that if as a community we don't take the responsibility to allow these young people to have access to options, opportunities, and just hope, it's like for a young person, they'd rather be the most radical failure in their life than nothing in their own community. So, sometimes we wonder why the kids join gangs, why they, choose negative action. Sometimes it's because we're not doing our job, right? They're just kids. So, basically that's a little bit about what I do.